Good morning, YouTube fans. Let's so where are we at? Got the bike. I just threw a tarp on it for a second. Work week's over. It's time for the weekend. What are we gonna do in the shop? Those of y'all that might just be joining Gordon's Garage channel, you're basically seeing a vlog, okay? Whatever Gordon's doing in the shop is what's on the channel. So if you want to see something on the channel, put it in the comments and we'll see about getting a video put up of that. Next day here, did some cleaning. Won't get a good before and after for you about what the shop started out as, how much I cleaned it up. But in the process, there's something I got to get to, and that's the U-joint on my truck. Yeah, the truck's in the shop. I cleaned it up, the shop up enough that I could get the truck in here. Let's take a look at this U-joint down here. So I noticed this piece of metal, and there's one point I heard a pinging sound. These bearings aren't horrible at all. It's just I don't know what this is, and that kind of alarmed me. So yeah, I got a new U-joint. We're gonna put it in. It's not gonna take that much. Ready? Bam! Okay, so the next item on the truck, drive shaft is in. I've got a door thing. I also have a gas tank thing, but I'm gonna push that one off for a day. But the door thing, I'm trying to get my door open from inside. It won't open. I have to reach out through the window and pull the outside door handle. So check this out. We'll see what it looks like. So this sits in the door like this. I'm sorry. It sits in the door like this. And there's a rod that goes in here. And whenever you pull on the door handle, it pulls this way and opens your door for you. And this is the part that broke. Yeah, so this door handle sits in the door like that. And this sits on top of it like that. Can I recreate this piece? Because this is not the first time it's broke. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Instead of having this weak outer housing thing right there, I'm going to put a rod through the center right about there and have it come out here. Yeah, so this is the center rod. This is the same diameter as that. And then this is going to be the outer housing, and that rod and spring's going to sit inside of it. And then let's see, this is going to come out as this piece here, and then this is going to go on the top as that handle there. So this piece of metal back here is really hard steel, but it's the same thickness as this piece, and I'm going to recreate it out of that metal instead of whatever pewter pot metal this is made out of. So that's the challenge. Take these pieces of metal here and recreate this door handle. Let's see if I can do it. So here would be probably with the door handle out. So I've got mine loaded to where it's a bit out. But yeah, there we go. Take a look at that. So I'm not sure exactly how far around this went. It could have been here or all the way around to here. So if all else fails, run it a little bit loaded, and that's what I did. I've got mine sticking out quite a far, about like that. So it'll be easier for me to get the handle. So yeah, let me see if this go back in the door. All right, I think I got it working. Yeah, let's see if I can find the handle. Yeah. Yeah. So, wintertime, I can use that. Summertime, if I have the door window down, I can still use the outside, but it technically works. There's a little frame piece getting in the way, and I could just pop that off. Excuse me. But that's going to wrap up day number 2. Day number 3, we're going to get out here. I've got to get this bike started and tune the carburetor and ride it down the road. Got to get it dependable, right? Can't do it without riding it. So let's do that. All right, wrapping this up tomorrow morning. Let's hit it again. Got some PVC. No, that's not PVC. That's the electrical tubing stuff they have. Conduit, that's what it's called. Got some conduit here. I'm gonna try to make some A-frame sawhorse-like things that are short to put some sheet metal that I've got laying on the ground outside. I need it up off the ground so I can mow around and under it. And anyways, I got to make me some three sawhorses, and I want to make a double-decker stand to hold jet skis, empty jet skis without engines. And I think this tubing might be strong enough to do that. But it's a bunch of cut it out and frame it and weld it, and it's going to take some work. So I got to get busy. So yeah, I'm going to use my motorcycle table as my welding table and get busy. Let's see if I can make some of these things. Yeah, I really want to ride that thing. I want to ride that thing. Anyways, work has got to get done. Let's do it. Ta-da! There we go. So we went from just some pipe to 3 sawhorse looking things. And they are about 22 inches tall, and that's on purpose because the mower that I use is going to be able to get underneath it and mow weed eat. It's a weed eater kind of thing. Anyways, yeah, so that will help me get the sheet metal off the ground. It is now 10 o'clock-ish, maybe almost 11, maybe 10:30, 11. So from sunrise till 10:30, I cut and welded together some pipe so that I have some permanent sawhorse stand things that I can set outside and forget about. I didn't want to use the kind of sawhorses you've seen in the previous videos it's the little tin sheet metal ones. This is going to be holding up this siding. Imagine 13 to 20 sheets of that siding. They're 3 foot wide. Guess what? That's 3 foot wide. And they're about 16 foot long. So yeah, you got a lot of metal, stacked sheet metal. And then I also wanted these to where I could tie it down so the wind can't pick up a sheet and take off across the pasture. Yeah, so that's going to help out a lot. I'm going to have to wait till next weekend to do that. But this weekend is about over. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that bike out. I'm going to go down the road. I'm going to go to a gas station. I'm going to top it off. Maybe. I don't know if that gasket that I have surely it holds gas. Anyways, I'm going to try to tune that carburetor just a little bit and go for a ride. I've been dying to go for a ride. So definitely going to get on the bike and go for a ride. And see what trouble I can get into. I just want to go to the gas station, get some gas, and come back. Maybe a soda? No, I don't have a cup holder. Never mind. Anyways, push this to the side, go for a ride. Let's hit it. All right. Just brought her in from a ride, and man alive, she's got a leaky cover. Leaky cover. It had an O-ring, and I said, okay, that's not sealing because it kind of like doesn't want to stay in the gap. And then I put a gasket in there, and it's not sealing, so maybe it's the cover. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe. Anyways, I still have a little issue of it, but it's mid-throttle, mid-takeoff. It's all kinds of weird. And sometimes I can be just going 3,000 RPM, 70 miles an hour, and it just pop a couple times. And I'll have to throttle in or let off. It might be the carburetor itself. It might be something else coming loose. I don't know. I need to go around and check all the bolts, like the headlight. It's still tight. That's the one thing I thought would fall off, if anything, because it's got some weird fasteners. Anyways, this bag, I need to tighten it up. I don't want that rattle. So we got to fix that bag. And the other thing I'm going to do is this shield here, this plate, that's just a decal on there. So I had cut a couple of those decals because I figured I'm going to screw one of them up. Well, it turns out that decal's wanting to come back up. It's going to stay. So I peeled the other decal the opposite. So where you see white, is going to get painted, it's going to leave black. And when I peel all those little sections, yeah. So this is going to be the stencil, and I'm going to go ahead and spray paint that thing black. I'm going to peel that sticker off and paint it. So that's nothing. That's just a little... All right, so that wraps up this video. What can you expect in the next editions of Gordon's Garage Vlog? That's what I'm going to start calling it. I'm going to get the sheet metal and up off the ground outside, and I'm going to get it on top of this stuff, get that all cleaned up. I need to take care of that. I'm going to work on this bike more. I'm going to try to get it running a little better. The one reason I'm not taking it home and running it as the daily is it takes antique insurance, and I'm trying to get through that. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I think I'm going to take some more of that pipe and build a double-decker rack to put jet skis on. These little jet skis like that. Yeah, I've got 2 of them out there. It's just sitting out in the weather. And I'm going to drag them in here. We're going to take the engine out of one of them. The other one doesn't have an engine. And I'm going to make them as light as possible. And I'm going to use that same tubing. And we're going to build a rack to hold 2 of them up off the ground. Maybe if I get it tall enough and I feel it's sturdy enough to hold the jet skis, I'll stick it somewhere like right here above that motor. I don't know. That might not be wide enough. Maybe that motor. If that motor's narrow enough, I could probably stick the jet skis over it. I've got to get them out of the weather, and it makes it easier to mow out there. So, yeah. All right. That wraps up this video. Y'all out riding. Be careful, and y'all have a good weekend.